11, Speaking with Confidence. Today, we're going to look to understand the nature of communicative apprehension. We're going to talk about objectively how we form our frame of reference, apply cognitive restructuring techniques to create that positive frame of reference, understand the importance of customized practice, and create a personal preparation routine. Everybody is different when it comes to communicative apprehension, anxiety, speech fright, stage fright. We've heard those phrases before, but we're going to work to overcome them. I love this quote by Beyonce. She says, "I get nervous when I don't get nervous. If I'm nervous, I know I'm going to have a good show." I like to say to students that when you're nervous, it shows that you care. And if you didn't care, then the speech wouldn't matter to you. But your words are important, your ideas have value, and sharing and making connections with them is really powerful. So next time you feel a little nervous about speaking in front of people, know that it's because you care. Communication apprehension. Over 20% of the U.S. population has a high degree of communicative apprehension. Fear of public speaking is very common, and it definitely impacts our self-esteem and perception. CA can lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. So here in this course, one of the reasons why it's so important to take a speech class is it helps you to gain more confidence, it helps you to be able to articulate your ideas, and it can help you in every walk of life. Now, there's 3 different types of anxiety and fear that your textbook references. Trait anxiety is when you're just known as being a shyer person. We in society, we talk a lot about extroverts and introverts. So trait anxiety would be probably attached to someone who's more likely to be an introvert than an extrovert. State anxiety is derived from an external situation. For example, if you had bad memories from a high school speech class, every time you walk into a classroom, you might have that anxiety again. Then there's scrutiny fear of interacting with others, fear of looking silly and foolish. We all have that fear. In fact, we all exhibit some signs of these different types of fear and anxiety. When we're able to classify them, when we're able to identify and understand them, we're more easily able to overcome them. So, speaking of overcoming CA, let's look at this definition from your textbook that says resultant condition. It's when you choose to deal with the challenges and recognize the different intensities associated with different situations of stage fright and different triggers that we might have. I think it's really important to reflect and think about, how do you overcome that stage fright? How might you cope with different communicative apprehensions that you might have? What's the spark that leads to that anxiety, and then how can you face it? I think more often than not, our anxiety is derived from feeling unprepared. And so we're going to talk about preparation and practice a little bit on in this presentation. So there's different frames of references. A frame of reference is defined by your text as a context, viewpoint, or a set of presuppositions or evaluative criteria with which a person's perceptions and thinking seem to occur. Okay. In basic terms, it's just your experiences and how you see the world. And we have habitual frames of references, meaning things that happen on a frequent basis. And we also have personal frames. So understanding that frame of reference and how you can rethink a situation to a situation that you might have had anxiety towards to something that is a little less anxiety-inducing is really powerful. And we can reframe that by looking at cognitive restructuring. So looking at the behavior, identifying our thoughts, and then changing our feelings from there. So cognitive restructuring is a 3-part process, and it's a cycle that is repeated often. Cognitive restructuring is defined as an intentional process through which individuals can deliberately adjust how they perceive actions and experiences. So first you start by identifying what you think. Then you look at some of those inconsistencies between your personal perception and reality. For example, if you walk into a classroom and you assume that everybody is judging you, we need to look at reality and understand that people are more concerned about their speeches and their experiences than looking at your speech. Then we can replace destructive thinking with supportive thinking, remembering that the audience is on your side and the audience wants to succeed themselves, and therefore they want you to succeed too. Now, there are several techniques on which you can build confidence. The first one comes with preparation and practice. It's so important to prepare your speech. Even the most nervous of speakers, or speakers who fumble or make a mistake, if they practice, it shows. You want to visualize your success. Great athletes like Michael Jordan always visualized making the basket, shooting the goal, getting to the end line. Also, too, you want to avoid gimmicks. Like, I always get I roll my eyes a lot when people say, imagine everybody in their underwear, or look at the back of the room, or imagine people wearing goofy hats or bunny ears. No, look at the real situation. Make connections with people and visualize your message being heard. Don't forget to breathe. People often forget to breathe and release that breath, which can lead to even higher or heightened anxiety. Minimize what you memorize. Good speakers speak extemporaneously, meaning they've practiced so much that they have a couple of bullet points and they know those bullet points and they're able to elaborate. Practice that speech aloud and then customize your practice. Practice what works for you. Video recording is actually a really powerful way to practice and can be very helpful in the speech process. And finally, believe you can, and you're halfway there. If you believe in yourself, you put in the work, you're going to succeed.